Okay, so today I'm going to talk to y'all about what I didn't get to talk to y'all about yesterday. And so the first thing we're going to look at is our calendar, and it's in your take-home folder. It's after the Names of God page. There's a Dear Class Member, and then on the back of that is your calendar. So that has all of our lessons on it, our class dates that we meet, and it has those brunches on there that Kathy was talking about. And are we going to have, where did she go? Oh, we have a leaders lunches the week before brunch. But with the weeks that we have 2 brunches in a row, are we having 2 leaders lunches? We'll have 1 leaders lunch. So our first leaders lunch will be September 12th.
Yes, and I just want you guys to know that that leaders lunch is, here's a member of our class who has offered to make us lunch, and so she's going to bring it.
Yeah.
So, and I think she didn't tell me not to tell you who it is, so I'm going to tell you it's Suzanne Brockmeyer.
Oh, really?
So she's in our virtual class.
Yeah, she's in our.
But she lives in Clovis. She just travels a lot.
So we don't have to bring anything that week except, yeah, we've already got drinks. So
Yeah, we're good. We're all set. We can just come and relax. And the very first page of your folder is our schedule, like exactly how the breakdown of exactly how Tuesdays go. But Kathy's going to go over that in a minute. Next to your calendar page is our policies and procedures, and in that it talks about if school is canceled or delayed, then so are we. We follow the Clovis school calendar, so whenever they have a break, that's when our breaks are as well. And so that all should line up with our calendar here, should line up with the Clovis schools. If you see a discrepancy, please let me know, because I don't have kids in school. So yes, and I can make amendments as needed if we need to do that. With our leadership core group in the morning, before all of the ladies and children come, I have this little folder for our class, and inside this folder I have the same things that every core group leader is going to have in their folder. So I have the class safety plan that we talked about yesterday. I'll have attendance sheets in there. And then I also have an envelope, a giving envelope, that I will pass around, and each core leader will pass around during their core group time as well. And so that is just for, the optional giving. Like the registration fee does not cover all of what we need to accomplish, right? We have 6 babysitters. That's a lot of money each month that will go to paying for those babysitters. But we are so thankful for those children being here. We're happy to pay that. And so I will have an opening that explains more about our funds to the core members on one of the weeks. And I will explain more about our finances here in a minute. So when you come on Tuesday morning, before you go to our core group room, just make sure that your core group room is set up the way that you want. One of our core members, Kathy Burns, she helped me last year set up everything. She would set up this room, help set up my table, the coffee, and make sure all of the core group rooms had all of the chairs already ready to go. But if for some reason yours isn't quite, just be here a little early to help set up your room. And then you'll come to our leadership development room, or our leaders council room. Why am I having trouble? And yeah, I will do all of those things, and Kathy will do announcements. And I think next Tuesday she will go through a first day exactly what a core leader will say that first day and how to run your core group that first time. And then at 10:35, I will ring the bell for each core group so that y'all know, okay, I have 5 minutes to wrap up and come back in here for Kathy's teaching. So then after all of the ladies leave, we'll talk more about on the schedule, but it is our responsibility to put all of the rooms back the way that we found them and make sure that we're good stewards of the building and cleaning up everything that we've done. And let's see, regarding the finances have changed. I don't know how well everyone understood the finances before anyway. There were multiple funds for our class. We had a general fund, a local operating fund, and a children's fund. And all of those different monies would be used in their various ways, and some monies would go back to CBS in Colorado Springs. But now we are moving to one fund, just one class fund. And so your envelope, ours still says general fund, but your envelope will say class fund on it. So if women are confused, they can just put all of whatever money they want to donate in the one envelope and send it back to me. It's supposed to streamline the process. The only monies that I will send back to Colorado Springs will be registration funds and CBSI, the CBS International funds. Like if we donate to Burundi or to CBSI in general, we'll send those funds back as well. But everything else will stay here to support our class needs. So these little contribution envelopes, these will not be going back to CBS anymore. I won't be mailing these back. What will be helpful is if someone wants to donate cash and wants a tax deduction for that, please put it in an envelope so that I know where that cash came from. They just need to put their name and if they want to designate which fund it goes to, like if they want to say, I want it to go to CBSI or whatever fund. If they want it to just stay in our class, they don't have to write anything, just their name. That way I can track who gave what. If there's cash in this envelope without a name on it, I'll just put it was anonymously given, and that's fine too. But if they want a tax deduction, it needs to be, the cash needs to be in here. If they pay by check, they will automatically get the tax deduction information. And the way that will be tracked is by phone number. So anyone who puts in a donation that I know who donated that money, I'll be putting their cell phone number in the form when I send it to CBS. So they will track donations that way.
Sarah, do we need to fill out the envelope as well if we're writing a check? Or?
No. If you write a check, I'll just be like, oh, Stacy Hendrickson donated. This is her phone number. Plug it in. It's fine. It's just for cash because, there's no way to know who put that $20 bill in there. There's also online giving, and you can go to our class website. It's clovis.cbsclass.org, and at the top right of the website, it says Donate Now. You click there, put on your information in there, and it'll ask you which fund you want it to go to. If you want it to go to CBSI, if you want it to go to the National Ministry International, or to our class. And each month, if we have online donations, CBS does deposit that back into our bank account. So that is a fine way, great way, if you want to donate that way, if that's easier for you. And then at the end of the year, 15% of what is donated to our class fund will be given back to Central Baptist as a love offering, a gift for being our host church. And each year we give back so much. I've asked multiple times in different ways, and that money will be sent from CBS to us. We don't need to retain that 15% in our class funds. They will send that to us. So, any questions about the finances? Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I was just, yeah.
Praise the Lord! Praise the Lord for finances. Let's see. I don't think there was anything else for me to say.
Are we passing it around today? Yeah, I think we should pass it around today. Because the 2 training days, we'll be paying those 6 babysitters. How much?
How many dollars
$12 an hour, and they're here a lot. So,
do you want to pass it around now? Or
yes.
Okay, there you
we're
go.
gonna pass around.
All right. So,
You can always bring stuff next week if you don't have anything.
and like I said, the attendance sheets will be in here. And on the first day, you'll want to go ahead and take that attendance as the core leader. But in the future, you could assign someone that is pretty dependable on coming every week and ask them if they would mind doing the attendance for you so that you can be doing your role. So, anything else?
Just the schedule.
Okay, Kathy's going to tell you all about our schedule.
Okay. All right. So in the very first page of your folder is our schedule.
and if you were here last year, we changed some things, and we're gonna really need everybody to cooperate in order for this to work, because our goal is to try and get everybody out of here by 1:30. Okay, but we can't do that if we're all not working together. Okay, so I know that you guys have a busy life. I do understand that, and we want to honor your time, honor your service here. We don't want to waste your time sometimes, but we also want to do everything well with excellence. And so there's always this balance of us trying to figure out the best way to do some things. If this doesn't work, we'll change and go back to our schedule from last year, but this is what we're going to try. Just so you guys know, the servants team will be here at 7:40 to pray together. And then the babysitters are supposed to be here at 7:50. Core leaders, you've been so blessed to have Kathy Burns come and help set up your rooms. But if you want to come and help set up those rooms as well, because that's a lot of work. And this year we're going to have 6 rooms to set up. So that would be very appreciative. I also know that if you're dropping your kids off at school, you might not be able to have time to do that, and that's okay. We'll get you covered. Children's supplies needs to be taken from this closet over to the other room. And we already have some very, very sweet servants who come early to help you do that. But children's teachers, once it gets over there, you need to get here in enough time to go grab that basket and take it to your room and make sure that you've got all of your materials ready to go before class begins. Then you need to be back in our leadership room at 8:05, and we'll start on time, whether you're there or not. We're going to start with a song. Hopefully Kathy will remember. And if not, you guys will gently remind me, because as you noticed this morning, just how it sets the stage for the rest of the day. Music just does that. So Beth, I'm assuming you're willing to do that again. So thank you. Okay, so we'll start, and then we'll start with our core group time. Okay, after our core group time at 10, the children's teachers are going to meet with Denise in this first room over here at 9. Did I say 10? Okay, at 9. You guys, that's your time, children's teachers, to pray for the kids in your class, for your teaching time, for things to go well. If you've got a child in your classroom who's having a hard time, that's a special time to be able to pray specifically for them. Core leaders, we will stay in our leadership room and we will pray with Mary. We're going to pray about our core group time, for our discussion time, for the teaching time, for members in our class that need that special encouragement. So we're going to concentrate our prayer time on those specific needs. And then we're going to come out, and it's our time to greet, welcome. Remember how I told you that we're going to welcome Shepherd right away, all of our class members. So children's teachers, if you have 2 people team teaching, I would designate one person at the door to greet the ladies and the other teacher to draw the children into an activity. If you don't have 2 team teachers and you have a love lady or a babysitter instead, you might want to assign, and Denise, you can correct me on this, but you might want to assign, at least on those first 2 days, the love lady or the babysitter to interact with the kids to begin with, so that you can greet the child right away and so that you can meet their parents. And the same thing at the end of the day, try and greet the parents quickly because you'll find out in a minute, we got to do this fast. But if you get a chance to just make that connection, that's just an extra way to shepherd them. And if their kid has done something delightful that day, let them know. Because you know how much a mom wants to hear that their kid behaved, you know? Even if it takes you a while to find something positive to share, just tell them something positive that you saw. I just love that joke that they told me today. It was just really creative how they dipped their snack in their water. Whatever.
I just want to say, when we leave our Leaders Council room, that will be used as a core group room this
So
coming
bring
year.
all of your stuff
So
into
make
the
sure you don't
closet.
leave anything in there. I know last year we were able to do that, so you don't have to haul everything back and forth. If children's teachers, if you need to bring your belongings to our closet, that's fine, if that's easier for you. But yeah, we just don't want to leave.
You could probably leave your book in there, but I wouldn't leave a purse or something personal in there. Just put it in that closet.
We don't have access to that closet in there, do we?
In
In that room,
No, not anymore.
like we used to.
Mm-mm, not anymore. So just this one. Okay. Okay. So part of our greeting is I'm assuming we're going to have greeters again this year, but we are also the greeters because we're the hostesses. You guys are the ones who know what's going on, or at least we pretend to, right? But hold doors open for people. We're going to need some people on the other side with kids as they drop them off, especially those first couple of days, to let them know where to take them, just so you know, and hopefully we'll send a notification out. But also core leaders need to know this when you make that first phone call. The middle school class, or the teen class, because some of them are in high school, the teen class and the junior class are both meeting back there this year because in this building. So they're going to be meeting back there. Okay? Yeah. So you're going to need to tell parents that. The teens will meet in here for opening. Jody, that's up to you on what you want to do. If you want to meet here with them in opening, they can come and join us with music. That's totally fine. That's up to you.
Since you're in the same building.
Yeah, since you're in the building, it's totally, yeah. It's really kind of cool for generations to worship God together. And so anytime you guys want to do that, we're okay with that. So that's part of the greeting. There's a lot of new people this year, so you're going to need to explain. We come in here first for an opening time, and then we will go to our core group, okay? And core leaders, you'll also need to tell them after core group time, we're all going to come back in here. Just follow me. So lead them to all of the different places that we need to go. Okay, so then we're going to come back in here for an opening. Denise is going to come as many times as she possibly can to let us know what the children are doing, their aim, and all of that kind of stuff. And then we'll have a song and we'll do the teaching. And then after the teaching time, all of that stuff should be the same to you guys. Children have their own schedule that Denise will go over with the children during that time. Afterwards, as soon as class is over, core leaders, encourage your members to go pick up their children. Encourage them to talk to one another on the grass. I mean, I don't know. I just, yeah. Thank you, Stacy. Pick up your kids really quickly. But if you want to visit with one another, just visit with each other outside the building so that we can go and do the next things that we want to do. Core leaders, you're going to go over and take the children's baskets and put them back on the cart. Are they bringing the cart over too?
Yes.
Okay, so you're also going to bring it. What else do they need to do? Okay, so children's teachers, this is not your time to clean your room. So put your stuff in your basket and let the core leaders take it. You need to say goodbye to your children, give them a hug if they want one, and say hello to the parents and stuff like that. And then you guys need to get over here as fast as you can. Okay, I don't know what other way to say that to you. But you're going to meet over there for leadership development time at 11:45. So you don't have time to dally. You don't have time to clean up your room. Okay? So I appreciate the fact that you want to, if you have 2 in your classroom, you guys can be cleaning as you go along. You can be refilling up your basket as you go along, but some of you, especially the student classes, won't have 2 people in there. Yes, ma'am.
So since we're gonna be over here and we used to do music time over there, do we have a place
To
to
do
do
music?
music over on this side with our students?
You bring a keyboard?
I do bring a keyboard if I have to, and I can.
I think you might have space in that room. Have you seen the room that you're in?
She hasn't gone back there yet, yeah. There's room back there.
I think there's space in there, yes.
I'll let you guys work that out.
Okay.
There's my mind is going a mile a minute here because there's a lot of different possibilities. Like if you and Jody wanted to do music together, you guys can just do it back there together. If you want to keep it separate, you can use that room. Depending on what time you're doing it, you can do it in here.
Okay.
So it just kind of depends, and we'll just let you guys work out those
Okay.
details. Okay. Leadership development time is a very, very important time that Mary and Denise are going to pour into you guys, answer questions, equip you guys to do even better because we're going to serve with excellence. It's also your time to help us know what's going on in our class. If there's a problem, if there's something that we need to address, all of those kinds of things. But it is very, very important. And then we're going to come back to this room. We're going to have a devotion time, and then we'll have our prayer time. Right after that, as soon as we are done with our prayer time, core leaders, if you will quickly go ahead and step out the room and talk to each other as you are walking across the way to clean the children's rooms. Okay, and did you assign which rooms they are,
I
or are
did,
you going to?
Yeah.
Okay, she's going to assign which rooms you have to clean. Yes, ma'am.
Do we let the new people know when they eat lunch?
Oh, yes, thank you. So you're welcome to bring snacks. You're welcome to bring a lunch. You are welcome to eat your lunch during leadership development time. Won't bother anybody. Usually we have a few snacks in there. If you can wait until after to eat, that's fine too, but it's up to you guys. And make sure and bring lunch for your kids because they'll be eating.
The policies and procedures page says arrive at 9:20 to drop the children off and enjoy fellowship and food. We're not doing food in here, are we?
No, we're not going to go back to that. It was so nice not to do it.
Yeah.
I think that the reasons why we did that to begin with have been met. So we're good.
Okay, do we need to change that before we give it to the class?
We have 120 copies. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll just ignore it. It's not like they pay any attention to it anyway. As Stephanie and Stacy illustrated this morning. No, it's all good. I think it'll be all right.
Denise, so after all of us meet together from 9:30 to 11:30, are just the leaders' kids, are they kind of condensed into fewer rooms then?
Kind of like they are today.
Okay.
So that's where every day we have our group. In the morning, the same groups that you have right now,
Mhm.
and in the afternoon, the same groups.
Okay. Because yesterday I felt like not very helpful because Caroline and Emmy both saw me, so like for the cleaning portion, because my day, will be over, but they might potentially see me.
Oh, I already took care of that.
Okay, so
You're
I'll be
gonna
like
clean-
somewhere else.
You're scheduled, you and Alex both are gonna do the young elementary rooms and the two primary rooms.
Okay, good, because I
So
just
you're
felt
down
I
the
had
other
like
hallway.
babies and then I couldn't help, so.
But then also after class, after the big class at 11:30, you don't have to move your children to
No.
lunch. They'll take care of that. Right, Denise?
What's that?
You're going to move their kids to where they
we
need to
do
go.
that. We do that.
So you don't have to see them and create that chaos. Does that make sense? Okay, so then core leaders are going to quickly exit the room and continue chatting all the way across and enjoy each other's company while you're cleaning. Children's teachers are going to stay in there and we'll do a live teaching lesson and we'll be done. And then you guys will go clean the last 3 rooms that we have since we've got 3 rooms. And we should be out of here by 1:30 if we adhere to this schedule. So I know the first couple of days it'll be a little, just trying to iron out all of the stuff. But,
Yeah, I pass these around.
okay.
If you have it, it fits in your, it fits into extra.
I'm like, where am I gonna put that?
This is a very tiny, my old eyes.
I'll bring magnifying glasses next.
Yeah, just to help you to remember, but also remember, you might want to bring this weekly because it's got some stuff like the names of God are in there for you to have to use and stuff like that. So it's okay to bring this weekly and with the schedule. On the back side of it is a schedule for when we have a brunch. So the only thing that changes when we have a brunch is that the whole entire class meets at 9:15 instead of at 9:30. We have a brunch together. The core group time, the core group time is a little bit shortened. The fellowship time, they're divided up, and then we come in for the teaching time. We still end at the same time. We just start a little early. If we have a lunch, the only thing that changes is that instead of having leadership development time, we will go straight to our prayer time and then go and have our lunch. And we won't have leadership development time that day. Does that make sense? Okay. And we'll walk through this so many times this year, 30 times to be exact, that you'll have it down by the 30th. Yeah, we certainly don't want to have it done by 5 because we need more practice. So anyway, any questions about the schedule or anything else?
When we have the 2 brunches back to back, I know you said this and I didn't, or Sarah said it, I didn't hear it. Our leaders' lunch is still the week before the first brunch. Is that correct?
Yes, and we won't have a second one. So core leaders. Normally what we do is during leaders lunch, we do that directed question. We try it out first on us. If it works, then you guys use it the next week. If it doesn't, we change it. But we have done a ton of icebreakers here at training and also at retreat. And so you can use some of those for those fellowships, because the reason why we're having them 2 in a row is to make those connections. So like even the adjective with their name, you can do that on one of those days, okay? Because then everybody in your core group is going to get to know each other. And it'll be a great way to break down some barriers. So that's how we're going to do those first 2, but we'll as we get closer to that, we'll give you more information, okay?
So on the first day, it's kind of just doing those icebreakers and stuff, since they'll just be getting their book that day. They wouldn't have done.
The first day of class, there is this whole list of things that we go over. And I will model it on the very first day, and I'll give you the whole sheet, exactly what you're supposed to say, and you can take notes, and we'll go over it this afternoon because it is kind of unique. And that's the only day really that you have to do that one, and then the rest of the time it's more like a core group, like what you're used to. It's just that first one's a little tricky. Also, before core group time starts, we have everybody who is a core leader in any capacity. So all of my adult core leaders and all of my student core leaders. So that is Jody and Kelly and Stacy and Megan. Is that all of them? You guys will all take turns doing that little review part and asking the first question, and we'll explain more what that is and what's required as time goes on, and we'll assign it and remind you when it's your turn. Okay, but I just want to give you a heads up that you'll all take turns. And that was a lot of people, 6, 7, that's 10 plus Mary and I, so you might only end up doing it once a semester.
Like within our group in the morning?
In Leaders Council. Yeah, so you might not have to do it very often.
With the 2 brunches back to back, you might get some questions from your core members when they see that on the calendar.
Oh, yes.
Like, how half of the core groups will provide food on one of the brunch days, and the other core groups will provide it on the second day. So you're not going to be asked to bring food 2 weeks in a row if that comes up.
Okay. It's going to be fun.
Do you want me to talk teaming assignments real quick?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm just going to
All right,